piece of art that they did as an artist that they could hold up and show?
Alberto.
Alberto, you got something?
Oh, I'm gonna do this.
Okay. Ivan. All right, let's go. 3, 2, 1, action. Okay, let's do a final debrief of this role play. Fantastic job. A lot of key issues were brought out. Before we do, let's see the work from 1 or 2 artists who were observers. Mamadou, you were an artist observer. Can you show us can you hold up what you drew and tell us about it?
Basically what I drew was a scene with the family. There was a child right there, the small one. The wife, and I made sure she was wearing a dress because I didn't draw anything in her face. And then there's a man right here. And he's putting his hands up to show how frustrated he is, the fact that he does not have a job. And then afterwards, when he does get something, some food, there's the scene right here where he shows there's a big bag. Well, the big bag doesn't just contain food, it's like food and opportunity at the same time, because the fact that he has a job means that he has an opportunity to give his family a better life now. And now that he has food right here, the wife is standing right there. She's sort of praising him, but also questioning, how did this happen? Like, is this some sort of miracle?
Great job of really capturing those emotions and those key scenes. To start out, what did we learn from this role play about life in Nerve May at this time, or about life in general?
Life is hard.
Explain that, Mamadou.
You have to take care of your kids, take care of your wife, get a job. And when you want to get a job, when you're striving to get work, it's not, you don't always get work even when you want to work, which is like confusing.
So Mamadou wants to bring out the difficulties. Let's talk about some of the difficulties that the characters face. Andrew, what made this whole situation so difficult for the characters involved?
Because there were so many limited opportunities. It wasn't since there was so many limitations, you have to make the correct decision, the best decision at the right time. There was no room for mistakes.
No room for mistakes is a great way of putting it. Can you give an example of a limitation that the characters faced?
The job opportunities.
Other difficulties the characters had to deal with.
In the beginning when Wilma and Arnold weren't able to feed their child correctly, I felt like that was one of the most difficult decisions. Not the difficult decision, but like something difficult in the role play. Because no one would want to see their child starving.
Let's go Elizabeth, TJ, and then Mamadou.
I feel like another difficult decision was Arnold, if he gets a job, if he becomes like an outlaw and does all that bad stuff to support his family. So I feel like that was a hard decision because he would have been easier for him to become an outlaw unless they're stealing and doing bad things, but he decided to go the right way.
And the racial aspect of it, when Kurt had to choose, do I help a guy that really needs it, or do I try to fit in with the community and uphold a reputation? So that makes things a lot more difficult for a lot of people.
Especially when that community tends to stick together because they've often been persecuted throughout history. So groups that have been persecuted try to look out for one another.
And then you choose to make a choice, which most would seem as you're given opportunity to, I wouldn't say the higher race or the more dominant race at the time. And for the minorities, it's you're supposed to be with us. So how do you give favor to someone who is already in higher standing than us when they may not know what's actually going on?
Okay. Is there, Shania, do you think for the business owners, is there a right decision for them to make? Would it have been right or wrong if they had chosen the opposite and given a job to Leopold because he was a wedge?
I don't think there was a right or wrong decision. I think, well, for me personally, I would have given it to Arnold because he had a child, right? And like women and children, it's like, you know, like there's just this thing with women and children, like must be protected at all costs. I don't know. I don't think there was a right or wrong decision. I mean, yeah, it sucks for Leopold, but life is tough, yo. Not everybody's a winner.
Debbie, you want to respond to that?
Honestly, I think that the second role play, like when they were job offering, the class was like biased about it, like really biased. Like even I was biased. I wanted Arnold to get it because we saw like his struggle, but we really didn't see Leopold's struggle. He's an accountant, so there's a reason why he went to a bakery to lower his standards for that. And also looking at Kurt and Marina's position, the realistic view is that their reputation is on stake. They would want to help other wedges. So I think we were really biased in that part.
Yeah.
Did you find the characters' actions and choices in this role play to be realistic given the situation? Did they make realistic choices given the situation? Let's go Elizabeth, and then Elon, and then Shania.
My handwriting.
I'm sorry.
I feel like it wasn't a real decision because, in my opinion, if your minority at the time is being persecuted, I feel like they would have stuck to like the community aspect of it and not really. Even if the other guy was more, what do you call it? Yeah, more qualified for the job, I think they would have stuck with the community.
What about the choice of Wilma to threaten to leave him if he didn't get a job? Was that realistic?
Well, for the time frame, I don't think so. But if it were today's day and age, I think yes. But for the time frame so far back then, I don't think so.
Yeah.
A lot?
I think that the first role play with Wilma, Velma, and Arnold and the baby was realistic. Because a mother is going to want to see her child at the end of the day. And I think even in that time period, I think she might have like left and stayed with like her sister or something like that for a little while, and then maybe went back to Arnold.
Devin, Khaleesi, you guys okay? Michelle?
I said that I don't believe the threat of Wilma leaving Arnold is true only because the time frame I felt women were unreliable on men. I feel she wouldn't feel pressured enough that she would keep her mouth shut. She wouldn't try to disrespect Arnold at all. So I don't see her threatening to leave whatsoever.
Like you guys to take a minute and John, finish one of those sentence starters at the end of your sheet. One important moment was when. One thing I wonder is why. I agree with the choice to, or I disagree with the choice to. Fill out one or two of those sentence starters, as you'll hand in at the end. And of course, tonight you guys are going to read for homework. You're going to get some sources that deal with this exact same situation that the characters faced in the role play. You guys are going to integrate those sources into your diary entry. That'll tell you what did your character experience today in the role play. How does your character view this type of situation? And you guys will integrate the sources that you get for homework into the writing that you do, as we do every night.
So what would specifics are?
Charmaine?